Is it going to be Mikado with a snap?
Hmm.
It's a bit open with that. Or maybe you run a core Chen off, but again, that's basically ice, ice, ice. I don't know if you want to replicate that here really for Boom, but you could try if you wanted to. So it's open in a strange way. I don't know what you'd opt for, but the CK is pretty good for Execration. Good signs there in the draft.
Okay,
Oh,
they go for the
oh God,
Medusa pickup.
it's
We
been a
saw
while, Mike.
this. Yeah, we saw this a lot from Boom back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what was it, 4 or 5 months ago? Maybe a bit longer than
Yeah,
that. They
around
used to go
season
back.
1 or season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, season 2, I would say we were seeing a lot of Medusa from Boom Esports. It does slow down
They,
the game, but if there's one team that
hmm,
has made it so the Medusa does play a bit faster, it is probably Boom. They just, from what I can remember, they play a 4 protect 1, they give plenty of
yep.
space to the Medusa. It's almost like they even baited the CK pick out of Execration.
Mm, mm.
They left it, they took it on Execration, trying to deny it from Boom, and then they insta Medusa, which obviously deals very well with the CK. He
Oh yeah.
can't do anything up against the Medusa as long as she does have the Stone Gaze up.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for the CK as the game goes on. I do believe Boom is a team that loves to run it with Avenge. I don't know if you have the room for the Venge here. Maybe you could run Core Venge with Core Snap and Core Medusa. You could do that. It sounds really wonky. But if there's a team that somehow makes those wonky drafts work, it is Boom because they just run at you. They know their level spikes, they know their timings. Medusa by itself, I'm not completely sold. It does slow the game down, as you mentioned, but the thing with Mikoto Medusa is he just needs mom, right? He always just looks for the Mask of Madness. He doesn't actually farm, he fights the mom. So there is that for Boom, and you've got to sustain the Chen brings out. You've got saves to play with. I think you're looking at a pretty decent Medusa game, but it would have been nicer if you did have the Venge. I think that's basically it. So Execration, they do have room here for something mid, and that can kind of deal with that. I don't know if you want to run OD, but you do have OD Bloodseeker combo and the double Astral. So that could be a nice last pick here for Execration if they wanted it. OD should be able to punish the Medusa, not early game, but later down the line, that investment would pay off.
Oh, Boom. Final pickup. They go for the Sand King. Okay. Interesting draft to say
Okay.
the least. I do like
Hmm.
this draft. It's very unique. Now we have talked about the Sand King a lot. Every time it does
Yeah.
get picked up, to say the least, it's been very lackluster.
Mm. It has. It has. It's been up and down. In this case, though, it does give you the team fight you need to connect with the snap. And laning should be good. Like Chen plus Sand King or Chen plus or Sand King plus Tusk is really nice. Now it is looking actually how do you lane this? Like do you give because Mikado plays a lot of the Medusa, but I believe Dreamosell does as well.
I think
Are
you
we actually seeing
give.
the Mikado snap?
I don't know. I'm feeling like you give the Medusa to Mikado and then
Mm,
maybe run like a really weird pos one. I mean, last game around they ran the Bloodseeker pos one, which isn't very
yeah.
popular as a position one, but they made it work.
Mm,
I don't really
that's
think
true.
you want the Medusa to be in the safe lane because you do lack the
No.
jungle camps that you want to farm when you do have that downtime. So you naturally
Mm.
do push out the wave in the mid lane as well, so you have the side camps that you can go farm. Uh, I don't know though. Maybe they will give it to Dreamer Soul. They do both play. You are correct. Uh,
Yeah.
but what if they ran like a pos one Chen that Skem does, or even weirder, what if it
Mm.
was like a position one Sand King with like max caustic finale or something?
I would love a position one Tusk. Desolator Rush, bursting people down. That's the fun stuff. Still Execration. This is much more standard. Void Spirit comes out, so it's more straightforward. It's going to be the Raging Blood off. You've got a lot of early game here for Execration's draft. It's fixing the issues from game one. They have to play a bit faster, punish this Dreamosell Medusa, and just get the snowball going. It's really easy. Just find kills. And just execute that, and you're fine. Boom. Well, Dreamer Cell Medusa, just get
Okay.
that initial farm, right? I'm wondering what Mikado will build up. Perhaps we'll see the same build drums into Ags for the snap if it is him. They're taking their time in picking. Did they disconnect?
I don't think so. Oh,
Yeah, they did.
no, they did. Yeah.
Or at
Okay.
least,
No, they're
yeah, like,
back. They're all there. No, there we
oh,
go.
okay, there you go. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
okay, Makoto
Ooh,
Snapfire. So, this is... How many times are we going to see mid Snapfire now?
all the times, Mike. I think that's it now. I think
Oh,
Yapaj. I believe Yapaj actually took that from Abed, and then Ab
right.
just showed it again, and then they just kind of it's just there now.
So my pubs
I
are
want to
ruined.
point one thing out. I want to point one thing out, Mike. Hyde set is atrocious. Look at that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you
That's.
say...
I'm glad my mic is blocking it.
You say that, John, but look at BDZ on the Earth Spirit. I mean, look at that.
Oh, oh God! It's
That's
the Aztec set. Oh,
that's the best we have, John. That's
that's
all
the
Earth
best.
Spirit gets. I mean, the Chen players are crying about no immortal items, and I give it to them, John. They don't have any either. I get it. But I still think the whole Rat Joker Chen is better than this. This...
Aztec statue.
I don't mind the Aztec
No.
statue, John. I just don't think it fits the Earth Spirit very well. Like I get it's like they're stone statues. It's
Yeah.
really not that clever of a cosmetic though. Like it's
No.
like we get it. They're stones. Very clever. Well done. Can we get something cool now?
No. No cool stuff for your mic. Oh God, Hyde. I mean, Chen is the one hero that bugs the hell out of me by his looks. He just looks so weird, and the way he poses, it's just so, up in your face, kind of. It's like he's looking down on you, which I guess fits the character, but
Oh,
it's
it
so
does.
annoying.
But
It does, but
does
it's
it
so
intimidate
annoying.
you, John?
No, it just annoys the hell out of me. It's like, again, it's like it takes me back to my childhood, Mike, to certain people. Yeah, I never liked those kinds of people, so
Stuck
it
their nose up at you.
stirs up. Yeah, it stirs some emotions in me, Mike. Not good ones, and let's see what
Alright,
Hyde
John.
does here.
You let him out, John. You can talk about it. We'll listen. We're here to support you, John. Don't you worry.
It's been years, Mike. It's okay. I've left that past behind me. Those kids from Ateneo are all gone. It's okay. They can't harm me anymore. I'm in my bubble in the internet. I'm safe here.
Not while I'm around, John. It's you tell
Yeah,
him to come talk to me, John. I'll sort him out for you. Don't you worry, sir.
Still, I'm wondering how far Hyde can push this. His mech timing's key, and basically it. His laning, of course, the presence you can get from this is going to be big. If they maintain the tri-lane, First Blood going to be very important, but Execration looks like they are aware some shenanigans will happen. They also clump 3 heroes bot.
They do. Be a big fight. BDZ is ready to roll in. XctN gonna go in with a tag team now, but the Inkswell roll not gonna connect from BDZ. He does split up the team fight, so XctN is not gonna be able to continue on to Palos, which I suppose is somewhat of a win. But they don't really get anything out of it. Neither team does. I suppose the best you got is Palos 8 Tango, and we go into the laning stage.
Yeah, it's going to be that initial tri-lane here for Boom, looking for that First Blood opportunity. So they've got the Persuasion up. They can try to go for something, and it's going to be tricky. You have to watch your spacing here. Level 1 for these guys aren't the biggest, but they'll just play with the range creep, and yeah, XctN leaves. So going to be simple dual lanes. Not finding First Blood. It's going to be awkward, but FBZ with that early Sandstorm, of course, makes it hard for Palace to just go in and last hit.
It does. So you look up towards that top lane, you'll see XctN there now onto BDZ, and he's going to make it very hard to go ahead and pull the creep wave away. BDC obviously needs to do this, as the Earth Spirit has a very weak laning stage. But XctN is really doing a great job of making it painful for him. And I don't think he's actually going to be able to farm this very effectively. He has to take the whole wave, which means that this wave is going to double stack from the Radiant side, which will force the wave forward towards Boom Esports, which is not really what Execration want, but they don't really have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, and of course, while your supports are dueling off, you've got Dreamosel up top. He's still finding last hits. Raging can only do so much to stop a Medusa. So Dreamosel is going to have a pretty smooth start. He doesn't mind this at all. Like, yeah, you're going to get some blood right out. Raging's also going to farm, but the Medusa doesn't care about that. She cares about her own farm. And if the supports stay stuck there, that means they can't help mid. Where you do have the Mikado lane up against Ken, so to snap against Void Spirit. And you can see Mikado, he's having a good time, but Ken is actually having a better time. So it's slightly ahead in terms of last hits for Ken. And that should be a sign of life. Can block some of the damage off with a Resonant Pulse. And Mikado, well, just going to have to ramp up into that level 4, level 5 mark. We can really start to get that DPS off.
Ken just copped a lot of damage from that Scatter Blast shot. That's the one thing that really does work quite nicely for the Snapfire. She does have a very nice attack animation. And as well as that, the Scatter Blast is just such a high kind of damage output. It's going to be very annoying for Ken, even though he can secure the CS, but can't really do much when the Scatter Blast does come in. But now he'll go for an Aether Remnant onto Makoto. Scatter Blast is going to be juked out this time, and Ken will continue laning just fine.
Yeah, it's fairly even. Gonna have to see how the supports help out in that lane, so look for that to happen. We've both got bottles up. Both gonna need a refill in the next minute, so I look at Hyde. Of course, he's at level 2 on the Chen. He could make a walk down. He's still holding on to the range creep, though.
Oh, raging.
And,
yeah, he got taken out. He was just very far forward, and, well, the task XctN does sort him out. However, mid lane, they do get Makoto. So, that kill onto Raging, not going to be that big of a deal now, as BDZ does get the positive trade over to the side of Execration for Ken. It's going to be a 1-to-1 here. Makoto,
yeah,
he'll have to make his way back to the lane.
That's what we've been looking for from Execration, though. This was missing in game 1. The early rotations weren't out. Now that you're buying Ken that space, he should have a good ramp up to 6. Should have a decent time progressing into his first item in BDZ.
Back in. It's going to be alright though, Makoto. He's going to be able to avoid the gank this time, but BDZ, doing great work here, is going to be able to secure a DD rune now for Ken. XctN is going to try and rush for it, and oh, he's actually going to get it. BDZ probably shouldn't have left that area. Now Ken, he's going to cop the tag team from XctN. He's trying to juke them out, but they have the shards there. Oh, BDZ. I literally just said he was doing a great job too, John. He walked away from it and allowed XctN to just walk in.
Yeah, that's an interesting curse there, Mike, but
yeah,
unfortunate. So it balances out for Boom. These wards as well, I have to say, for Execration. 2 wards by the rune spot seems a bit inefficient, but that is to watch Chen, which they do fine.
A nice kill there. BDZ, good rotation, gets the rolling, the boulder smash out. They'll secure the kill for himself. I believe that does get him his Tranquils, just about. FBZ actually leaving to try and go for the bounty, but a nice roll in from BDZ will be able to steal it away. Being very annoying on the Earth Spirit so far. He's doing a good job. Top lane, however, Raging. About to drop, does still get his own bounty rune, but XctN doesn't really want to let him go. Raging will salve up. XctN probably won't be able to get a kill now, but he's just going to chase him down. Couldn't quite get the salve cancellation off, and Raging will be able to run back towards the lane.
Yeah, that still buys time for Dreamo though to keep farming up. He is having a fantastic time on that Medusa. 25-7 so far, so not as pressured as he'd want.
Makoto.
Still not as much farm here, though.
He's in big trouble, but the Scatter Blast is just too much damage. Dissimulate now, Makoto trying to juke it out, and Ken decides better of it. He will go back, not try to pursue Makoto's life. You really can't underestimate the Q of Snapfire. Like, at max level, you're going to have 290 plus the 50% extra for the close range shot. So she's dealing over 400 damage every time she uses it if she is close range. It's a lot.
It's pretty ridiculous, and that's really just why you have that early presence with a snap. Now you've got level 6 running, so there's an opportunity for Ken.
They're going in again. Makoto is in trouble, and Cookie out, but should not make it this time. Ken, no, he has no more steps left. So he does make it out. Meanwhile, however, Palos does kill off FBZ. And XctN apparently gets BDZ.
Yeah, just a back and forth for both teams. Execration, though, are pretty happy because they're finding kills in their cores a lot more often. So this is a good start for Palos. Ken is still on a pretty good foot here, and they can start to accelerate faster. This is important for them. They also dip into the jungle, so they spot the stacks. They can start to contest. This is really important, as this will take away catch-up mechanics for Dreamo, catch-up mechanics for Makoto. and you're stalling out that farm, and it's just wins all around for Execration so far.
It is. That'll be your Midas on Palos. You actually leave the small creep there, go back to the Ancients. FBZ going to go for a Sandstorm Burrow Strike onto Palos. Trying to buy time for his team to meet up, but XctN was not there in time. They will not be able to get the CK. They will know now that the stacks were stolen, and that would have been very nice for FBZ to take and catch up on the Sand King. But he won't have that backup farm for himself, and for old FBZ, he is still at level 4. That is rough.
Yeah, it's been a bad lane for the for the SK, but we've seen that multiple times for the Sand Kings. Right, it's just so easy to punish in lane. You just need a sentry, and suddenly that laning presence is gone. So that's something Boom should be prepared for. FBZ, if he does get that blink timing at a good time, though, that is one way to come back. Like, just a good blink burrow strike is enough between these fights. So it's going to be important to find that timing, as, you know, Boom with their lineup, they've got the Chen. We expected them to be a bit more active. They're not quite there. I think that's down to the core picks they have. It's just a lot slower. You can see Execration really maximizing the rotation potential of your support duo, invading the jungle early, making it hard for Boom to walk around the map freely, and just kind of punishing hard here.
Alright. He's gonna get rolled on. Does not juke it out. BDZ gonna be there with the Ink Swirl now. Raging Potato gonna come in with the Blood Right, and that'll be your Chen going down. Another nice rotation out from Execration. I suppose this is to be somewhat expected, as you do have a Medusa who is going to take quite a bit of time to farm up. Dreamer Cell will not be able to get involved for quite a long time. But if Execration keep this up, I mean, there's going to reach a point throughout the mid game where you could just start snowballing, and Dreamer Cell still probably won't be ready to fight back. Mid lane, your Blood Right, your Rupture, that'll be FBZ dying, still at level 5 on the Sand King. And, well, Mortimer's Kisses out for Raging Potato. They should be able to get the Bloodseeker kill, and they do. A nice little consolation prize, but man, that tier 1 tower is taking a lot of damage here from Ken. He is going to be able to dissimulate and just walk away.
It's just big wins for Execration all around. They're applying the pressure they want. This is buying space for Palos up top to get some solo farm. And that he is. He's going to go for a little bit of a push as well. Doesn't have Phantasm for a bit longer, but that tower isn't very healthy anyway. So they might still be able to find the first tower of the game on the side of Execration. Boom. Gonna have to be cautious about bleeding that ground. You just need Dreamocell to get that steady farm. He does have the Mask of Madness up, so there's some faster farm up for the Medusa, but no levels yet to get a value point in Stone Gaze. Means that Dreamocell still has to be very cautious as to where they farm on the map.
Certainly. To the mid lane, Ken gonna make the jump back onto Makoto, who's having a very rough time now on the Snapfire. Ken feeling confident on this Void. And bot lane, it's gonna be a very big group up here from Execration as BDZ. Not really going to connect with the roll, but still has the Boulder Smash. Hyde has no brown boots anyway, so he doesn't really need it. And now Ken going to jump in, but boom. They rotate everyone down. They want the big team fight, so BDZ, he'll get bursted. But now Execration, are they going to back off? They have Dream Missile ruptured. They do kill off Hyde. Now it is on to the Doosa, but FBZ with the Epicenter and the Burrow out onto Ken. Isn't really going to land that well. Looks like Boom will stand their ground. There are all 8 heroes right now down to that bot lane. On to the Tusk, into the tier 1 tower. And that'll be XctN going down. And now Execration going to go for a bit more. Get the Rift onto FBZ, but a nice Burrow Strike out with the Mortimer's Kisses. Palos, he's getting low and does die. In fact, Makoto does set up for 3 hero kills with those Mortimer's Kisses. You cannot underestimate how much damage those do.
You certainly can't, and it's a favorable trade in the end for Boom. They trade 2 for 3. They get a tier 1 bot. Dreamocell lives. He finds the AoE gold. He's got level 10 now, and suddenly, Boom come out with a less than 1k lead. They're in a very good spot. Palos was forced to join in, so he wasn't farming up. You need more items to come out here, at the least on Palos and on Ken. The Yules is going to be first for Ken. So he's going to have control. You need that control. That's just a bit of an issue. the silence alone is not enough to dissuade Boom. You're just a bit too tanky to contend with, and FBZ, he's bouncing back well. He's got the travels up on that Sand King, so gonna go for Yules, and then once you have the blink and more EXP, more levels, the added range on the burst strike makes it easier to get that setup, and we've seen just how much impact that can have.
BDZ roll in, but won't connect onto FBZ. Palos still farming, just trying to get that S&Y up. Almost there. Mid lane, still trying to get that tier 1 tower, which will be very effective in shutting down Dreamer Soul, but a Rupture out onto your Sand King with the Aether Remnant and the Boulder Smash, but FBZ is still just perfectly fine. Execration are starting to look quite desperate for that mid tier 1. They are still not going to be able to get it.
And while that mid tier 1 stands, Boom gets to get a lot of farm and Dreamer. That's the key thing. They need that tier 1 to take away that control in the jungle that Boom has, because it's just steady build up. Dreamer can clear these camps so efficiently with the stacks, and he suddenly has a Yasha. He's going into that Manta, and once you've got that, you have more opportunities still.
Dreamer gonna juke out the roll. Now pops the Stone Gaze before the silence did come in, and they are stoned up. RR having to back off, but look at the damage up from this Medusa. Dreamer standing his ground, gets the job done, and now a snowball in onto Ken. Aether Remnant is going to be good. And Ken should be fine, but RR will not be. Hyde will be able to get the kill on the Chen.
Oh man, it's a costly chase for Execration. Like, they were trying to hunt Mikado, but once you've got that value point in Stone Gaze, of course you can just run down, and they smoke up, they're not done.
Why not? They're feeling confident now. They might even get that mid-tier 1 tower themselves before Execration do. Looks like Dreamer wants to try for it. Does pop the MOM. BDZ going to be around on the Earth Spirit. Still wanting to initiate here, FBZ. He's going to run in for the burrow, but the Cookie is there with the shards, blocking and raging. Now an Epi to come out. They just want to make sure he just dies. And they do. That's going to open up more time to go after that tier 1 mid tower.
When that goes for Execration, their farming game gets a lot tougher. Boom has access points into that jungle. Look at them. They're not backing off, just going into the triangle as well.
They are. There's just no reason to back off. They have a consistent number advantage. Shards. Going to give vision for XctN, but won't really lock anyone in. Meanwhile, Hyde may have overstayed his welcome here as they are starting to jump in now on the Chen, and he is going to go down. He'll have to run his creeps out of there, but a couple of them are going to get taken out.
It's a good consolation prize for Execration, finding some of that punishment back, so they're going to be glad. They do ping out the mid. I think they realize they really need to take that objective away and start getting some forward wards out just to watch that farm. Boom has not been punished too much for this greedy draft. That Manta style for Dreamer, it's just about done. 100 gold off, so he's going to have ways to purge off silence, and that makes it hard to control that Medusa.
Palos always stuck in the shards. He can't turn around looking at Medusa, and he's going to die. XctN, great shard placement, and now they'll get Ken as well. And the tier 1 tower, well, it does die eventually, but at what cost? You just lost your POS 1 and 2, and your own mid 1 tower. BDZ, he'll run away. It's a 3k net worth lead now for Boom.
Yeah, and that Manta is up for Dreamer. So again, he's got more durability options here, more stats in play. Boom just continues to be building up that lead. They're just taking their time. They know they have the late game with the scaling. There is a bit of a plateau to CK faces as the game goes on. So the slower pace definitely hurts Execration's chances. They really need to start finding some openings. We're looking at the Desolator next here for Ken. So just trying to pump up the physical damage after that Yules and maybe get the right clicks going. Raging for his part is still working on a pipe. Not having those items up does hurt. You need that durability here.
Kodo, ruptured up mid. He does have help around him. They are not going to be able to finish him off. snowball in. XctN with the Walrus Punch now. BDZ needs to run but can't. FBZ out with the Burrow Strike in time. On to Palos. There's your Blood Right. They're going to try and turn this one around. And BZ Silence does die. Now Ken coming in, but there's that Gobble Up onto Dreamer Cell with the Stone Gaze in. And Palos, he's a bit of a sitting duck right now. He'll make a run for it with the Rift, but the cookie is going to be on target from Makoto. And Palos is gone. Ken, however, with a 3-man Inkwell stun, but it is just not going to be enough. In fact, they're going to chase him down now. BDZ going to roll back in, but does not connect with the roll. That might just be his death. And it will be. Dreamer Soul just hitting way too hard. And another Gobble Up on the Medusa into RR. And that is some next level strategy here from Boom. You just toss him, gobble him up and just toss him into the middle of them, John, and pop a Stone Gaze. It's genius.
Yeah, it really is. Like, how do you stop that now? If you're Execration, the timings are just all there for Boom. A 5k lead, 18 minutes in, 9-18. Not the most massive lead, to be fair to Execration. They're not super behind here. They do have ways of playing catch up. It's just very difficult. Like, they're not finding the openings. And, you know, with the Ags here, there's just so many ways for them to initiate. Like the Stone Gaze you mentioned, there's the Sand King initiation as well, which is why FBZ doesn't have a blink. They could just spit him in with Makoto. You don't need the blink. And there you go. He eats him up. No, he spits him out immediately. Oh, bait.
Here we go again, mid lane. Palos gonna see the Sandstorm from FBZ. It's gonna be FBZ forcing out that mid wave while the rest of his team does just focus in on that top tier 1 tower. Gonna be very hard to take either. However, could be a bit of a team fight to break out as Raging was scouting. Doesn't really want to walk up that staircase right now as Hyde is waiting with a lot of creeps. They do have vision, but maybe not. Burrow Strike in from FBZ. Mortimer's Kisses to fly out. They do cancel those kisses, and they are going to try and focus down Makoto, and they do get him. But here comes Dreamer Soul from the backlines. A great Burrow Strike in, but it looks really bad now for Execration as they are surrounded. Palos is trying to run, but he can't make it out. He'll get an Ink Swell, but Dreamer Soul will kill him off before he can even get it popped. And XctN, he's keeping tabs onto Ken, but they'll just leave him. No way to close the gap. They'll take the team fight win, go back to farming.
Yeah, I mean, Boom now has complete control in that triangle. They're playing under a ward as well. Like, there was a Radiant Obs ward, and just such an awkward spot for them to be in. So the punishment's out. Still, Execration are trying to smoke up, trying to find opportunities on the map. Just going for those bounty runes, but FBZ is way too quick. And at Roshan, it's free for the taking here.
It is. Nice and easy. There goes the courier. Of course, the Medusa split shot does not care where the courier is. Just get it. They know the Roshan's happening. Can they make the play? It's going to be a nice Blood Right. That'll delay things. Raging, gotta be careful, but Ken gonna jump in now with an Ink Swell straight onto the tusk, but a great Gobble Up stunning him up. He can't finish XctN. He'll get the snowball in time. Back onto BDZ with the Walrus Punch of BDZ, still trying but can't kill him. XctN will survive. Now Palos, he's in the middle of this Medusa, trying to take down Dreamer Soul. They're getting rid of a lot of mana here on Dreamer Soul. He still can't Stone Gaze, but he will finally get it off with the Epicenter and Burrow Strike out from FBZ. It'll save the day for Boom. So close yet so far for Execration. And Boom Esports may just go back into the Roshan pit now.
You're seeing the issues of this lineup. Like, the sustain here from Boom is just too much in the toss.
FBC. Oh, it's just such a silly Ags, but I do love it. I really do. It is fun.
I think it's broken now, dude. I think it's absolutely broken just how far you can spit someone. It's the range. It's ridiculous. That's half the map of easy initiation for you.
It uses the same range as the kisses. It's only fair, right?
Yeah, I suppose. But just so much utility. Still,
here we go.
Immediate smoke. Oh.
He's got the Gobble Up. And no, he couldn't get it off in time. Don't want to, you don't want to just throw someone into the fire. I mean, he kind of does anyway, because it does spawn fire once it lands, but you get my point.
Yeah, yeah. Still, you know, Boom in a good spot now. Aegis in the bag. They've got the Scotty and Dreamo Cell. Execration, they need to hunt down Hyde first. His heals are doing way too much work. Once you take the healing out, I think you can really take the team fight afterwards, but the Chen has got to go. And they've got this reach in the back with the Void Spirit and the Earth Spirit. They just need vision and information as to where Hyde is, and then you can take the Chen out, and maybe you win the next fight.
Maybe. Aghanim Scepter up on Ken. It's going to help. Towards the triangle. Execration. They're pretty split up right now. They should be well aware of where Boom are, however. It's fairly obvious. They do have a ward watching them anyway, so that makes it that much easier. But Gobble up, top lane. XctN not going to be able to get Ken, but gets the snowball off in time. Ken needs to use that Astral Step. And no, the cookie will not land. It's their Dreamer Soul. Just got started on the mid-tier 2 tower. Feeling very, very confident as the Medusa with the Aghanim Scepter up. Or excuse me, rather the Aegis of the Immortal up. Top lane. Oh, Ken. He's been caught. He's gonna Astral Step out. He'll be alright.
It's a scary spot if your Void Spirit's caught out. Still, the high ground begins here.
That tier 3 tower. I mean, Dreamer Soul, if he can just hit it like that, he will. Gotta make the jump sometime if you're Execration. You can't just let him do that.
Look at FBZ though. Palos.
Oh, bot lane, they got Palos. He's all alone with no tower nearby. They are not going to be able to make it in time to help him, or maybe they can? No, probably not. Makoto should have the damage and does. And now mid lane, Dreamer Soul is probably going to get back to business. Back to that tier 3 tower. XctN, meanwhile, will go after RR on the Grim. Roll in from BDZ with Raging there. They'll have a snowball out, and XctN going to blink away. Now Hyde to come in. And the Cobble Up is there from FBZ. Onto 2 with the Burrow Strike and the Mortimer's Kisses. It's just perfect play. And apparently mid-snap is good.
It is.
It really is.
We've been proven in 3 games. It is. All across different teams. They make it work. High ground now. They still got the Aegis here on the side of Boom. It's going to be really difficult for Execration to really find a way to stop this. Now, they did cut the wave, so they're going to have to wait a bit more, but they can just switch lanes if they want to.
Dreamer, so he still has that Aegis. He's just got an eye of Scotty. Butterfly coming out soon. He's just so confident.
Yeah.
Win probability, I mean, it's at 99%, John.
Oh, yeah. I agree. You know, it's way up there. Still BDZ.
I don't know about that roll in. They kick him away with the Rupture. Again, he does have the Aegis, and BDZ is going to die. They're going to try, but there's your Gobble Up once again coming in. They get a nice Soulbind, and Ken, he's doing some decent damage, but it's not enough. The Hand of God comes out. The Burrow Strike's there from FBZ, and they are getting chipped down by Dreamer Soul, who still has the Aegis with no mana pool, but just doesn't care. Ken trying to run. He does not have any more Astral Step, and that is going to be it for him. Now Raging being snowballed up, but they aren't going to dive too far. Instead, back into the mid-racks. They'll clean it up. And it's just, where do we go to now? Off to the top lane.
Yeah, it's open. The bot lane still has a tier 2. They're only going to be able to find 2 lanes of racks. But Execration, now they're going to have to fight into that Epi, into the Butterfly you mentioned, into the Stone Gaze. It's a lot. Nope.
Gobble Up into the Bloodseeker. And Raging's gone. It's, he buys back. He's going to try. This is the last team fight for sure for Execration. Unless Raging is just going to try and delay it, but they need to take the fight. They just bought back.
Yeah, they've got to stop. I mean, if they don't fight, then the push is not going to stop.
Not only that, John, but they just bought back. Rupture, raging. Okay, it's one Rupture. Dreamer Soul, he's just going to stand his ground. BDZ is going to melt. And now the Stone Gaze onto Palos, onto RR. They just can't fight back. The Mortimer's Kisses are going to fly in now from Makoto, and that's GG. They know they've lost. And it's just a dominant draft from Boom, and John, it turns out they still know how to run the Medusa drafts.
I mean, Boom was the one team to make that look good last time. They make it work again. Mikato Snap apparently is also a thing, so I think Snap mid is now most definitely on the table, Mike. 3 teams have shown us that it's here, and you can see why. Execration really needed wins. Boom was a tough opponent. Let's just face it. Historically, again, very Boom favored. Execration still not finding a clean series. That does mean they stay at the bottom. They've still got a few more chances to come back in, but they're going to have to clean up their act, start finding some wins here if they want to go into the next phase, Mike.
Yeah, before we do head off for our next series, please don't run this in your pubs. It's not, you're not going to be able to run mid Snapfire in your pubs. You can't gobble up your random teammates and try to spit them out. I guarantee they're going to get upset and just rage quit. Don't do it. Just save yourself the MMR. Don't run mid Snapfire. Apart from that, however, John, we do have our final series up against, it's going to be 0-3-2 up against MG Trust to finish us off for the night. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for that final series. And, yeah, we'll see you again very, very soon.